For 2018, Ford brought out an all-new generation of the Expedition based upon the current F-150 platform and the sibling to the all-new Lincoln Navigator. This car comes in two different wheelbases, has a 3.5-litre EcoBoost engine, and I am very interested to see what this car is like to drive. I really enjoyed my time with the Lincoln. Let's see what it's like here. So as I'm in the Expedition Limited trim, that means my 3.5-litre V6 is able to produce 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. It's the same engine that's related to the Lincoln Navigator, the Ford Raptor, but with this engine, it's definitely not in its most powerful configuration. If you want a more powerful Expedition, you're going to need to buy the Platinum model, because that one will have 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. Again, still not as powerful as the Navigator or the Raptor, but at no point do I feel like this car isn't fast enough. With the Expedition, the Limited is the mid-spec trim and the Platinum is the top of the line. And I say it's a bit strange because with Ford's F-Series, their most popular vehicles, they go with the Platinum being the second best and the Limited being the top of the line, along with the various drivetrain modes that you have. When you turn this knob, you can have normal mode, eco mode, sport mode, and then continue further to have various off-road driving modes as well as a tow mode. This transmission is a 10-speed like the Lincoln Navigator and the Raptor. It's definitely not as smooth here as it was in the Lincoln. With my experience with this transmission, the application in that Navigator was definitely better. Riding on 22-inch rims as well isn't corrupting the ride at all, really. Actually, looking at it from the side, it looks like they could fit even larger wheels. There's just so much space remaining in that wheel arch. The steering does feel a little heavier here than it did in the Lincoln. The power delivery is smooth, but I very rarely take it out of just normal driving mode. Shifting our focus to the interior, there's a lot in here that is directly taken off of the F-150 as to be expected, like the way these air vents are laid out. We've got the 8-inch touchscreen with the Sync 3 system that also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I love the button arrangement down here. It's all very simple and clean. You've got a good amount of storage along here just underneath these buttons, and then as well as some cup holders here. The center console is huge and there's plenty of storage down here in the door cards. The interior quality in here is more like the F-150 than it is the Navigator. That Navigator cost about $20,000 more than this, and it definitely feels like it's worth another $20,000. There's plenty of hard plastics down along here and up along the main face of the dashboard. It's definitely more utilitarian than the Lincoln, and it's supposed to be, but there are some things in this interior that I really like. All the buttons feel great. The digital dashboard in front of you presents a lot of helpful information. You do have a heated leather wrapped steering wheel, which is great. The seats are pretty good too. I did a very long road trip in this car and did not suffer at all in them. Driving along, even for the size of this vehicle, there isn't too much wind noise. I find it strange that Ford is the one with the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and of what I know of Bang & Olufsen, they're a premier brand that offers a lot of very desirable products, and I feel like it's out of place in the Ford. I feel like that kind of name should belong in the Lincoln. Am I the only one with this thought process? The Expedition can come with 7 seats or 8. The model we have has 7, so there's just a big empty space in the middle. You actually do have an interesting cargo system that adds another level to the boot space. You have buttons on the back, so you are actually able to lower all the seats with the touch of a button. And here's a really neat feature that I've never seen in any other car, but there's just a little button right here. If all the headrests are up on the 3rd row, you can just touch this button here and they all fold down for the sake of increasing your rearward visibility. That is a really clever feature. I'd like to see that in more cars. We have the advanced driver safety package, so we have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, we have 360-degree cameras, parking sensors, and automatic parking as well. Dual zone climate control, heated and ventilated front seats up here. The second row, they actually get heated seats. I see this vehicle as a car with a mission to take very long road trips with a lot of people and a lot of things with long distance comfort. I spent 4 hours in one hit in this car, and I definitely didn't feel any kind of suffering that I typically do in many other cars. The Expedition is a very capable vehicle. It may not be as refined or luxurious as the Lincoln, but it really isn't supposed to be. This is a body-on-frame SUV that is meant to take 7 or 8 people and all of their stuff for long trips and everyone be happy. I failed to mention that in this car we also have the rear seat entertainment package as well, which is something that if you are going for a long road trip, people will love to play with. So if you are looking for a car that is capable of doing pretty much anything you can throw at it, this car is absolutely worth a look. So that's everything from me. Thank you so much for taking the time to watching this video here on Motormouth Canada. My name is Landi, and I hope to see you again.